What up, guys, and welcome back to the podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be eating some cheese-flavored chips.
Ah!
This is the first episode of our food review podcast. Basically, in this podcast, all we're going to do is we're just going to, eat some foods.
Eat that
We're going to talk about the foods.
Talk it.
We're just going to have a good time. Good, friendly time. A lot of friends, a lot of fun.
A lot of friends,
Good,
2 people.
Good stuff.
2 good,
yeah, and, you might get some good food recommendations while we're at it.
You just might. Rape.
And
Yeah,
then here, we're going in for the first bite right now.
Yeah.
Here we go. So if you guys couldn't tell from the sounds of our chewing, we just ate some Sun Chips Harvest Cheddar flavor.
100% whole grain. No artificial flavors or preservatives. Now let's talk about what the we just ate.
You can't swear.
Alright, I'm sorry.
This chip is good. I'll tell you that. I have a good palate, and I can tell you that this is a savory dish.
I've been a chef for about a year and 5 minutes, and I can tell you that salt is savory.
Yeah.
And all these chips, they have salt on them.
They're rather salty, but also they sort of have some sweet undertones.
Yes.
Which kind of make them kind of nice.
And one of these preserved chip products is good when you can hear the salt at the bottom of the bag. Should we have the listeners hear that?
Sure. Oh yeah, that's good.
That's great. Yeah.
It leaves a faint orange powder on the fingers.
Mm-hmm. A little brighter than your Cheez-It, and a little darker than your... Well, actually, no, it's brighter than Doritos, too.
The powder tastes good. Yeah.
It tastes like the chip, which was actually very surprising. I thought it would taste like steak.
This is a chip you could eat on a crisp fall day.
On a crisp fall day. Definitely. Listening to some Barry Manilow.
Sure. I wouldn't eat, an entire, party-size bag of these chips.
I think I would.
You would?
I think I might.
I don't think I could, but they are enjoyable, and I'd give these Sun Chips... We'll do the ratings later, but...
Just remember that if we rate a food above an 8, we give credit to the corporation that produced it, but if not, we just say bad things about it.
Let's just talk about the package design for a second here. This is beautiful. Take a look at this.
Premium plastic metal alloy.
The viewers can't see this, but it's you got orange
like the
with
sun.
The Sun Chips logo. It's got a nice font. It really it gives pleasure to the eyes.
What I think they were going for? I think they were trying to represent the sun.
Take a sniff of this.
It smells like cheese and corn.
Smells like cheese. It's not strong. It's faint. It's subtle, but it gives your life meaning. The smell of these chips.
The smell of the corn byproduct really inspires. This is what Gandhi ate when he finally was allowed to eat again. And I'm sure it inspired some Zen moments in his community and him.
That's so true. I'm just gonna take a quick gander at the nutrition facts.
Oh yeah. For the people, for the mothers out there.
Right now we're eating a. Let me see. 1.5 ounce bag. Yeah, the nutrition the serving size per container is 1 package. There's 210 calories in this. 9 grams of fat, which is a lot, and 310 milligrams of sodium.
Now, Davis, what I'm sure all of our listeners are worried about at home, is there actually any high fructose corn syrup?
I'm giving the ingredients list quite a gander here, and I don't see high fructose corn syrup.
Aspartame?
I don't think so.
And is there poison?
I doubt there's any poison
This
in
product,
these chips.
poison-free.
But they do have whole corn, sunflower and or canola oil,
Now that's
whole
natural.
wheat,
Whole
brown
wheat.
rice flour, whole
rice.
oat flour,
Whole
sugar,
sugar,
and maltodextrin.
Maltodextrin. I love putting maltodextrin in my Coke and drinking it on a summer day.
Along with salt and a lot of other ingredients, including cheese.
But not limited to milk products.
So true. To add one last thing before we transition. It says here on the package that these are heart healthy. I'm not sure what that means.
Does your heart feel healthy?
My heart, my heart is pounding
My heart
very fast. I think that's a good sign.
My heart is actually going so slow, I'm on the verge of passing out because these chips have put me into a fugue state, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
I'm going to drink.
In this short segment, in between our two eatings of the chips, we like to talk about some unrelated subject. In this case, it'll be how microwaves impact the experience of food. Colby, I hear you'd like to start.
Okay. Well, basically, how I feel about microwaves is about 50 years ago, about 50 years ago, they didn't have that little vent on the side. Radiation would just pour out. The kids, they wouldn't be doing too good. Then they put the vent on. Now microwaves are safe for the whole family. And what I think they do is, what I think people don't understand about the microwave is that it heats things with moisture. So if you put something that's overly wet in there, it's going to melt. And if you put something that's completely dry, it's going to burn. So what's important to remember is that microwave food as much as possible. Everything that you can or think you can, microwave it, because it's good for you, it's good for the microwaves, it's good for the power company, it's good for you. It's good for everyone.
Those are some brilliant thoughts, and thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
I have one more question about microwaves.
Yeah.
What is your favorite food to microwave?
Beef Wellington.
Thank you, Colby. The next food we'll be eating in today's podcast are Doritos Nacho Cheese flavored.
The original, straight out of the 80s, ladies and gentlemen.
The ones with the red package. You know the ones.
You know the ones. Inspired a cultural movement.
Now here's our first taste. Here we go. Oh my god.
You know, I hate to be biased, but I think this is better than the Sun Chips.
These are good. These are so good.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Let's start off with the appearance.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, these chips leave a slightly more orange tint on your hands.
And there's red in there.
There's some red specks in there.
There's some black specks in there too.
And the dust certainly tastes better as well, so that's a plus. Let's talk about the appearance of the actual chip. Would you like to say something?
It's triangular, and for all you mathematicians out there who know the triangle is the strongest structure in nature, I can assure you that after eating Doritos for this long, that's not true because they're always broken, but that just means more for you.
That's so true, Colby. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Right now in my hand, I've got sort of a folded Dorito. It's sort of folded over on itself. At first you're like, oh no, that's a malfunction. This is a screwed up Dorito. My experience is ruined. But then you bite into it, and it's like, the crunch is unbelievable. And it really adds a lot to the experience.
Does it taste better?
It does. It does taste better.
Would you say 2 times the cheese?
Yeah. So this chip is certainly cheesy, as it is nacho cheese flavor. I'd say it's slightly more cheesy than the Sun Chip ones. It definitely doesn't have the undertone of sweetness, which I don't so much like about the Sun Chips.
Yeah, it really just kind of changes the flavor partway through, and that's not good. You don't want to surprise your customers midway through. That's not good.
Wow.
You know, pro tip, what I really like to do with my Doritos is I like to you take one Dorito and you take a particularly powdery other Dorito and you actually dip that Dorito on the other Dorito, and then you got like 4 times the cheese going on.
This is a good chip.
It is. It's America's chip.
It's America's chip. About the Sun Chips, I said I don't think I could see myself eating a whole party-sized bag of these.
These, on the other hand...
Doritos. I could eat the entire thing. I could eat 2.
I could eat
3
4.
even. 4.
4.
Colby says 4.
4.
That man is wild.
I'm wild.
He will eat 4 bags of party-sized chips.
I mean, I want to feel... I want to feel the burn. Now,
and you know what? I don't blame him.
Yeah,
They're good chips.
Let's segue really quick. I want to talk about pairings, because, you know, the whole thing is Mountain Dew with Doritos.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yes. Good segue. Back to the main topic.
Actually, I just wanted to say on that, I don't agree with it. I think if you mix a heavy amount of cheese with lemon lime carbonated drink, it tastes like sewage.
Okay. Do you have anything more to talk about the flavor of the Doritos?
No, and it doesn't taste like sewage. It's just overly cheesy lemons, and if you can imagine what that tastes like, it's not good.
Okay, now we're going to talk a bit about the presentation and nutritional information. Okay, so this Doritos package is quite bright red, as you know the typical original bag is.
Silver on the inside.
Silver on the inside,
okay.
Such as most chip bags. I really like the Doritos font and the presentation. It just adds a whole lot to the experience.
Triangle.
Triangles are really emphasized here with this chip.
It's the main theme.
It's the theme of the...
One would even say it's necessary. Now, can we talk about the actual mathematical angle that these chips are baked at? I think that looks like a 90.
Mm-hmm.
No, not a 90. This is more like a...
These appear to be isosceles triangles.
These are isosceles triangles.
Irregular ones.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They have curved edges.
They do, which benefits so you don't poke yourself.
Yeah.
About these nutritional information about the chips, 260 calories. And
that is more than the Sun Chips, which means better.
But the Sun Chips only had 1.5 ounces. This one has 1 3/4
of
chips.
Oh, that's a shame. That's not good. We
So
don't like air in our bags, ladies and gentlemen. We don't like that. That's a sin.
This is more chip, more bang for your buck. Each of these was $1.50. 260 calories, 360 milligrams of sodium, 13 grams of fat.
13.
Can you guess the main ingredient here, Colby?
Cheese.
You are so wrong. But it does taste like it, doesn't it? You feel like you're eating cheese.
That's what I've done. They fooled me.
They have fooled you,
I have a
Colby.
Perfect palate, and they've bamboozled me completely.
In reality, the main ingredient here is corn. They are corn chips, coated with cheese.
Coated with cheese.
Delicious cheese, I might add.
I could say that if they one day filled a bag with cheese that had been hardened and shaped into triangles, I would get the same experience. That's how good these chips are.
They are so good.
Even without the main ingredient.
I love cheese.
I love cheese. Who doesn't?
We're just getting that dust off our hands.
Yeah. Oh my god. let me just not as much salt in these, but you can still kind of hear something.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit more solid.
That's good. I could easily eat just the dust of this. This is good stuff.
I could open up the bag and use a vacuum cleaner.
Oh, that's good. Alright, now we're going to talk about our ratings of the chips. Starting with the ones we ate first, the Sun Chips. Colby, what do you think?
I think for the Sun Chips, they were impressive at first. The taste doesn't linger. Turns sweet. I don't like that. I'm thinking 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Impressive review.
Yeah.
For the Sun Chips, I find myself contemplating. The initial taste is great of the cheese. I enjoy that. But, they're not as sustainable for constant stacking as the Doritos are.
Definitely.
For that reason, I give them 6.5 out of 10.
Ooh. Looks like Sun Chips is not going to be credited for their corporation will not be credited.
Okay.
Let's talk about Doritos now.
Let's talk about Doritos. Okay, Colby, how do you rate these Doritos?
I give that a Doritos, they're America's chip. They've been around since the 1870s. And they're just great food. It's healthy, it's all American, clean, easy to clean up. I could eat 4 party bags of this in 7 seconds. No choking guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, with the taste of the cheese, the combination of the corn, the fact that cheese is fluid in this situation, not literally, but mathematically, I give these a 10 out of 10.
Wow. High praise from Colby Gordon. It can only get worse from there. I'd like to give these chips a slightly lower ranking because 10 out of 10 is quite high. And although the chips are delicious, I don't know if 10 out of 10 is quite right. I'd like to give them a 9.5 out of 10.
Oh, you.
It is much more appropriate because I'm actually leaving room for other foods to get better. You understand.
I do. But, you know, Davis Cota, the stickler as always, it's why he's so good at what he does.
It's so true.
It is.
I'm a professional food reviewer.
As am I.
No.
Yes. Well, maybe if you learned how to make food, you know.
Alright, guys. Thanks for listening in. This has been our podcast, and now we're going to do the credits.
I want to thank Frito-Lay for manufacturing the 10 out of 10 and 9.5 out of 10 Doritos. Unfortunately, Sun Chips will not be credited. They will not they will not be credited.
They're not credited.
Nope.
Their company is not credited.
Nope, not at all. But Frito-Lay Doritos, Frito-Lay. American,
Delicious.
All-American delicious.
Delicious. I'd also like to thank Colby Gordon for co-hosting this podcast with me. And I'm if he weren't snacking on chips right now, I'm sure he'd thank me for co-hosting with him.
Thank you, Davis Cota, for co-hosting this food. I couldn't do it without you. You're the one that gives the criticism that is needed.
Thank you to Andrew Kim for being such a great president of the podcast club.
And thank you to Vending Machines for supplying today's review topics.
And lastly, thank you to club advisor Emily Gilmore for helping us out.
Dude, I just realized the cheese on the Sun Chips is like raw Kraft macaroni and cheese powder.